Hey first graders, it's Mrs. Seals back for our next science lab. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about something called energy. And today we're going to start by talking about one form of energy called light energy. So let's get started. Your target says I can identify and discuss how different forms of energy such as light are important to everyday life. So let's make sure we understand what energy is. Energy is the ability to cause change or do work. And in first grade, we're going to be learning about three forms of energy: light, sound, and thermal energy, which is another word for heat. This week, we're focusing on light energy. So light energy is a form of energy that we see with our eyes. That's how we observe it, is by looking at it. So here's a little reminder for you. We observe light energy by using our eyes. All light comes from a source. Some sources are artificial. This means they are made by people. Some sources are natural. This means they are made by the earth or nature. Can you think of some sources of light? So what I would like for you to do is pause the video, talk to your grown-up that you're with, and see if you can come up with some different light sources. Maybe look around your house. What are some things that you can see that make light? Once you're ready, come back and I'll tell you what I came up with. So here are some light sources I came up with. These are by no means all of them. There's many, many, many different sources of light, so many things that make light. However, these are just some ones that I came up with. The sun is our main source of light here on Earth, and it's what we call a natural source of light, which means it was not created by people. Light bulbs, those are an artificial source of light because those were made by people. A flashlight is another artificial source of light. Flashlights come in really handy when the power goes out or you don't have electricity for whatever reason, because they run on batteries and you don't have to plug them in. A night light, maybe you have one in your room to make your room not quite so dark at night. Stars, an iPhone or a cell phone, a candle, and fire. All of these are different sources of light or things that create light. Again, there are many more. The tablet or laptop that you are doing your schoolwork on is another source of light. You may have lights throughout your house. I know my oven or my stove has a little light that I can push to turn on so I can see what's cooking inside. Also, the clock on the front has numbers that light up. My car has headlights and a light inside. Lots of different light sources. How is light important to our everyday lives? Light is very, very, very important to us. Without light, especially light from the sun, we would not be able to survive. So I want you to pause, see what you can come up with, talk to somebody, see what you can come up with for ideas of how light is important to our everyday lives, and then come back. I came up with 3 reasons. The first one is that it helps us to see. If we didn't have light, we would be walking around in the dark and it would be difficult to read. It would be difficult to see what we were working on. Also, sunlight helps plants make food and grow. Without light from the sun, plants would not be able to create their own food and they would not be able to grow. And if we did not have plants, we would not have clean oxygen to breathe. We would not have food to eat. So again, we would not be able to be here without the light from the sun. And the sun's light can be used to create solar energy, which can power our homes and schools. And it's a much better energy source than burning coal or natural gas. So light is extremely important to us, particularly sunlight. So this is what I'd like for you to do, and this is similar to what the in-school students will be doing. You're going to go on a scavenger hunt. So I'd like for you to ask your grown-up if you can use a flashlight. And I want you to walk around your house and see if you can find some items and I want you to find 3 items. The first one I want you to find is something that the light goes through. The second one I want you to find is something that the light does not go through. The third one I'd like you to find is something that the light reflects of or bounces off of. So I'm going to show you some examples of what I found so that you understand. So the first thing is something that the light goes through, and I found this piece of paper, and I know that the light goes through it because when I hold my flashlight up and shine the flashlight up to it, I can see the light on the other side, right? That means the light is going through my piece of paper, okay? See what you can find. Something the light does not go through, usually things that are thicker, like this book, would be good at blocking or absorbing the light. So let's check it out. Turn my light on, and I cannot see the light going through my book. That means my book is blocking or absorbing the light. And then the last thing I'd like you to find is something that the light reflects off of or bounces off of. So things that are shiny or flat are really, really good at reflecting the light. And what that means is that the light hits them and the light bounces off into another direction. So an example of something that reflects light is a mirror. So I have a little bitty mirror right here. And when I turn my flashlight on and shine my flashlight at the mirror, I can see the light hitting it and bouncing off. And I know it's bouncing off because I'm not moving the flashlight. I'm just moving the mirror, and I can see the light moving all around. So that tells me that the light is reflecting or bouncing off the mirror. Okay, I want to see what things you come up with. If this is something that you would like to do, and remember again, Science Lab is not required. This is just extra. This is just for you to practice with light energy and explore with light energy. But if this is something you do, you could put your 3 items, your object that the light does go through, your object that the light does not go through, and your object that the light reflects off of or bounces off of, and take a picture. You can email it to me here. Here is my email address so that I can see what kinds of things you were able to come up with. All right, I hope that you enjoyed learning about light energy, and I will see you next week when we talk about sound energy. All right, have a good day. Bye, guys.